Hello, I'm Jose, and this is the Cinematic Dogma podcast. I'm joined, as every single time, by my resurrected, because it has been like so long since we recorded last time, resurrected friend, Blake.
As if from the dead, we're back.
Yeah, you gave up on us, but no, we're back. And yeah, we're not really, I don't know if it's Back with a Vengeance. Which movie is the one that has that subtitles?
Oh, isn't that Kill Bill? I think it's Kill
No, I
Bill
thought-
Volume 2, Back with a Vengeance.
Wasn't it Die Hard?
Oh, I don't know. That's before my
Yeah,
time.
well.
I'm a millennial.
Sure. Well, that's true. You're a millennial, but not that young. I'm sorry, dude. But yeah, before we start or resume like our build up of insults, what did we watch this time?
For this episode of the podcast, we watched the 2025 special prize winner at the Cannes Film Festival, Bi Gan's Resurrection.
Yeah. This was my pick.
Yes,
I
Jose.
think.
Why did you pick it?
So, something that your generation says, like millennials, you people, is like his other movie lives rent free in my brain.
Ooh.
Like, I mean, Long Day's Journey into Night is a movie that I recommended so many times to random people that I'm still like surprised. I only watched it like 2 times or 3 times, and I had like such a good memories about like how impactful it was to me from a cinematography, from a cinema crafting perspective, that when I heard that Bi Gan had a new movie coming up, I was like, I need this shit.
Is that
I
how you
don't know
pronounce
how-
it, by the way? I mispronounced it. I apologize.
Maybe I should say Bi Gan. I may be wrong. But I was like really looking forward. So I watched it. We're in 2026. I watched it towards the end of 2025. And while I was watching it, I was like, oh, I need to tell Blake to watch this. I won't give away if I like it or not, but I was like, oh yeah, this can be a good conversation.
And you asked me to go see it almost apologetically, and you asked me to go see it at one of San Francisco's, let's say, worst theaters.
Oh God.
It's what the theater does is respectable and admirable, but it's like shares a wall with a very loud restaurant.
Oh, was it in that room, in the main room? In the
No,
main
it was
theater?
not. It wasn't that
Oh.
bad. In fact, I think that restaurant went out of business. But what the theater does is respectable and admirable. But I understood why you were.
Yeah, the way
apologetic for
the way that it does its mission statement is not up to that mission statement.
Yes,
Just
but
call
it will
that.
be. It will be. Since you left, by the way, they raised enough money to buy the building, so they're well on their way to. Yeah. So.
Oh wow, okay, no, that's pretty cool. So I know this is completely off topic. Sorry to our audience. That doesn't have to do anything with San Francisco. So they are remodeling the theater, or what are they doing?
So I'm not sure exactly where they're at. And by the way, the name of the theater is
The Roxy Theater.
the Roxy Theater in San Francisco. They had been renting for years. Now they're raising money to buy the theater, which they did because the theater's 100 years old. And now they're raising more money to revitalize it, which they haven't done yet, and increase the technology to show better films, to be able to show films better and to continue to show artistic films like Bi Gan's Resurrection, which San Francisco tends to show good films, not great, but good films. And this is the only place within, I would say, 30 miles of San Francisco that this film was showing. So props to the Roxy for bringing this film to San Francisco.
Yeah, I would say that after you folks lost the Castro Theater, because let's be honest, it's like when it comes back, it's not going to be the same thing.
No.
It's going to have like the sing-alongs of The Little Mermaid twice a year, but it's not going to have something like Resurrection. So the Roxy Theater may be the only last good cinema. Along a bit of the Opera Plaza.
Yeah, but even the opera, it's not great. So, yes, it's the last great one that we have.
Yeah. So super happy to hear. I mean, sorry for the restaurant next door closing.
Like I said, we respect what the Roxy does, but back to Resurrection.
Yeah. Okay, so as this was my pick, why don't you summarize it?
All right. I will attempt to summarize it, but like all of Bi Gan's films, they're not traditionally plotted. So Resurrection is like a series of interlocking dreams and memories that bleed into one another. But this film kind of follows a man drifting through different times and spaces and identities.
Yeah. So it's the same actor. It's like series of vignettes or series of small stories with the same actor.
Yes. Yeah. So like it follows a man that's the same actor, but he plays different characters, or the character reoccurs in altered forms in different timelines, and we're just kind of supposed to experience memories and consider storytelling or filmmaking.
It's not memories, it's dreams.
Yeah. And yes. So at its core, this is about cinema itself and storytelling and how memory reshapes stories, and some of the stories or memories or dreams are supposed to resonate with us. Some don't, and the whole thing is supposed to be a dream and feel like a dream. And I'm going to end it there because I don't think trying to put words to a strict narrative help. If you disagree, please tell me.
No. I mean, we can give more details. I mean, and there is an overarching story, like a sci-fi starting point.
But it's really light, like really light.
It's basically like two screens that saying that is like some text saying that is like in the future people stop dreaming, but some people refuse to stop dreaming and they're called the dreamers. And they are like some dreamer hunters that they go into their dreams and they disconnect them from dreaming and they die. So what we see is like basically this person that is a dreamer, like having his last dreams before he dies.
Agreed, you're not misleading, but these are like
it doesn't matter.
Cards from a silent film. These are like two cards that are held up, and that's it. That's the context of the film.
Yep, it's a bit more of a, hey, I guess that I have to give some justification, so why not a dreamer? I mean, of course, it's like the dreamer is a bit more of the idea of cinema making. A bit more is like, what is a movie if not a dream of sorts? So the whole movie is like an ode to movie and filmmaking.
An ode, a beautiful and important ode, and a justified not a finger wagging, but it's an argument for why cinema is important. I think an important essay about, hey, cinema is kind of going away and it shouldn't. I'm not putting this eloquently, but it felt like a very eloquent argument for why cinema is important.
Yeah, why it's an art. So I think that we already started to touch about it, but what do you think about it? Did you like it?
I did, an obnoxious amount. To be honest, I didn't expect to like this. I didn't know why. I was probably had my own biases about it not being a widely available film, having to go to the Roxy to see it. There's not a lot available about it. But the final scene, I don't know if you remember, but I'm not going to describe it
the last
completely
sequence?
accurate. Yeah, but these people go into a broken down theater and they sit down and watch.
Oh yeah, when they're like melting, yeah.
And going back to the Roxy, I was in a broken down cinema showing one of the only artistic films in San Francisco. It just felt so apropos, and I was like, "This is so ridiculously perfect." And I was like, "Fuck, this is good."
Yeah, I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I knew you
would. To the point,
I knew it.
Yeah. I mean, as I actually recommended you, it's like, okay, it's very obvious that I loved it. But it's like when it clicked with me, like in the first, I didn't know anything about this movie. I said, like, oh, it's begun. I don't want to read anything. Is that I am going to assume that this is going to be good. I know that it's 3 hours, but probably it's going to be worth it. Is like on the first sequence when I was like, hey, this feels like a silent film from the absurdism of German absurdism. Is that this feels like a, I don't know, like the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari or M. I was like, how weird. And I was like, oh, wait a second, this is about cinema. And when they jump to the next one, it's like, oh, this is like the style of a movie, of a noir movie done in the late 30s or early 40s. I was like, holy shit, is that this movie feels like it was made for me. Is that I love like every second of it. It's not perfect, definitely not, but it's like it's such a love letter to cinema that is like towards the end I was almost crying about like this is incredible. This is like such a crazy like cathedral like built on top of me, because they also like tell like some of the Chinese story in between. It's also like a vehicle for just like how Chinese reality changed over time. You see like the opium saloons at the beginning, then you see like control by police, you know,
Yeah.
and then you see like the opening towards the 2000, like this a bit more of a mysterious, we don't know what the next millennia is going to have love story.
I completely agree with you, and I think you accurately described it. I just want to call out that the way you described it as 3 hours long and similar to silent German absurdist expressionist films sounds horrific to the average cinema goer. I want to be clear that I think the average moviegoer would appreciate the fuck out of this film.
Oh, you think?
I do. I think it's entertaining. I think it's compelling, and I think it's like really beautiful. And I think you nailed the hammer on the head. That
No,
it
you
is
hit
not.
the nail on the head.
Yeah, I never get that idiom right. It is imperfect. It's not perfect at all, but what Love Letter is, right? But the
Oh, yeah.
cathedral, to steal your word, that it builds is stunning, and I want to spend as much time in there as possible.
Yeah. When they were progressing, when they did the last one, that the last one is basically a single take. That is basically like the second part as Long Day's Journey into Night, but it has like this crazy time lapse that I found
Yeah.
gorgeous. About like you only have like the view from the window and you see like all of the people celebrating like the New Year. It's like, oh, this had to be a pain to shoot right. Like the number of days that you went through this, I feel is that this is magical. This
And
is like
I
something.
googled it. That is a real single take.
Yeah.
That's insane because it's
Yep.
situated with the rising of the sun or the setting of the sun. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, it's the racing. It's the racing.
Rising, yeah. Wow. Technically, it is perfect in what they accomplished. It's incredible.
Yeah, but it's like I love like the small how do you say like tasteful it is that it's one of the sequence is like hey, it feels like a different genre, almost like a different genre, like a different flavor of stories. Is that you have like the one in the how do you say in the temple that it feels like this could be like a mixture between Kurosawa and Berman.
Is that the
Kind of
one with
getting
the ear? The puncture
one
in the
with-
ear?
Yeah, I think so. It's like the
Like
Buddhist,
black
the
and
Buddhist
white.
one.
Oh, no, that's the one right before that.
Yeah.
That's the one that has a little bit of gore. It's towards the beginning. Anyway, yes, they have these distinct kind of tones and moods and feel.
Yeah.
It's very
But
impressive what he pulled off.
But it never feels cheap. Everything feels like, dude, every single one of these is a love letter. Because like the one that is also like the one with the kid, that I didn't hate the kid, surprisingly, is that it felt like a love letter to this like neo-realism or, like a bit of a body movie. And I feel it's like, oh yeah, you're selling me like this poverty age in China, like trying to just catch up like a bit with the times. But it's like you look internationally for also like the different styles and you don't spell it out. But it's like everything feels, is like, and you say, sorry, this is going to sound like super snob, is that the average cinemagoer may find it entertaining, but it's like for us that we love this medium, I found it like delightful. Every single second it was like delightful about like just trying to figure it out. It's like, oh, these are the influence that you are like getting here, because he doesn't shy from that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like a delightful onion. Like you can peel back a million layers and you will, it's like a cinema lover's dream. You're going to find
Yeah.
18 million references and homages and it's made for cinema lovers, even if you don't have to be a cinema lover to enjoy it.
Yeah. And I actually, what I was, I don't know if I brought you this when I told you, it's like, hey, let's just watch this and record about it. I don't know if I added, because what I was going to tell you is like, I think that we made this podcast for talking about movies like this one.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, it's like,
I
it's what
don't think you
it's
said
like,
that to me. No, I don't think you texted
Okay.
me that.
I was about to, but it's like, no, because I give away that it's like, I fucking love this and it's a bit pretentious, but it works. It works so well.
It's true. It's true. And not just because this is a love letter to cinema, because of what this film accomplishes.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Did you
really
realize
impressive.
Yeah. Did you realize that each one of the stories is a sense?
Only because I did some reading prep before I went into the film, and so I know it's based on like the Buddhist senses, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I was mind blown, like super entertained. You know, it was 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's not 3 hours exactly, but it just, I don't know, like left me like with my mouth open, like towards the end when it's melting, like just start like sobbing about like, okay, now it's spelling it out. That it's like, this was about cinema all the time, just in case you didn't get it. Yeah. And I found cute. I found even like cute the part about like trying to give some kind of joint narrative to the whole thing, like this sci-fi thing that is like, oh, is this Blade Runner? You know. I found okay, it's cute that you still did this.
It did, again, going back to some of the imperfections, it's so successful in taking us into this love story, this love letter to cinema, that at the end, when it wraps up, that tiny little sci-fi story, you're like, oh yeah, let's take 10 seconds to wrap that up. Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. You had an excuse at the beginning for doing this. Yeah. That was it. Yeah. Yeah. I was mind blown about it, you know. And today I was even listening to the soundtrack in the background that I had forgotten that it was M83, because when I think that is like one of the first credits that I saw. It's like M83, and I was like, that's not the type of music that I expect from M83, but that was super cool.
I don't even know what M83 is.
It's a French DJ band.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, probably you heard some song in the past.
Is it original music?
Yeah. This is not their style, but it's this kind of ethereal, half classic, half modernist like mixture.
Air-ish?
No, they are more dance, electronic, you know, more like towards Daft Punk kind of a style, you know, maybe more high tempo. But no, this one I felt like, okay, yeah, if you tell me that it's M83, it's like, yeah, I will believe you, but
Sure.
I didn't think about it. But it's cool. It's really well made.
Do you know anything about the funding for this, where it came from, and what the budget was? Because this seemed outrageously funded.
I have no idea. The problem is that as I watched it the day before I went on my Christmas trip, I didn't even look into it. And
Yeah,
then
I
when I
didn't
got back,
either.
he says, well, yeah.
But the production values were overwhelmingly good.
Yep. Yeah.
And I had to wonder if the Chinese government funded some of it. It doesn't come across. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, pretty sure. You know, is that because otherwise I think that there may has been a tiny bit more of critique, you know, of the Chinese government. And it's a bit of a, you know, police. There is some police, and then there is poverty, you know, religion in the middle. But yeah, I think that there would have been more.
Well, I'm really happy that you nudged me enough to get me into the Roxy to watch this. This was This was a solid holiday choice.
Yeah. Happy to hear. Happy to hear, and happy to hear that it also had like some international recognition. Of course, the Oscar nominations already went by. This was not nominated. They're lost, But I think that for me, this was hats off. Like one of the few times that I'm on the cinema, and it's like I don't clap at the cinema, but I was tempted to just like clap to whoever selected this movie, like giving them a release at the Gene Siskel.
As crazy as 3-6 Mafia, the rap group, and Ariana Grande have more Oscar nominations than Bi Gan and Resurrection.
Prefer not to think that, okay? Let's just leave it there, okay? These things, they don't have to be proportional. Look, this is high cinema. And it's where, when you were saying about like the average cinema goer can appreciate it, this is like, I don't really agree with that. Sorry.
Maybe appreciates the wrong word. I think the average person would find this entertaining.
Sure, they will tolerate this movie.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I don't think anyone's going to go in and be bored by this. There's enough entertainment in it. Like, it's not 71 fragments of a chronology of chance where, like, Haneke's like, I dare you not to be bored.
Yeah, no, it's not that. That's true. But also at the same time, I had the feeling that it's not the easier to digest. Is that I can see like someone
Agreed.
like just watching the first segment and just saying, like, wait, they're not going to talk? I'm out. What is this? The artist again?
You're right. I overstated it.
Yeah.
It
And at
needed
least
some
the artist had a
clarification.
dog.
Yes.
The artist had a dog. This doesn't even have a dog.
Plus, they had that one moment of sound.
Oh, yeah.
It made it all
But
worth
that
it.
was good. It was that one was well used in any case. I still like the artist. Not
I
as
do
a
too.
best movie of the year, but I still like it.
Yeah.
Should we go over the questions?
Let's do it.
Okay, Blake, would you watch Resurrection again?
Happily.
When?
To be honest, relatively soon. Like, not right now, but in like 5 months, maybe.
I think that I will watch it again tonight. I will be absolutely fine with rewatching it with my boyfriend as I watch it by myself. Yeah. Would you recommend Resurrection?
Yes, even to the average moviegoer.
You may regret that part. Would you recommend it to your mother?
No, not because she wouldn't be entertained. I know her taste. This wouldn't be it, but
Okay.
she wouldn't be offended by it.
Okay, that's fair. I wouldn't recommend it to my parents, but I have recommended it already. I was like talking with someone at work, and they were telling me, like, "Oh, have you watched anything interesting?" It's like, "Oh my god!" As I couldn't talk with you about like how much I like it, I was just telling them that it's like, "Oh my god, I just watched this." If you're looking for something that is more sophisticated art house kind of movie, it's like you have to watch this.
Did that person watch it?
No,
Okay.
but I tried. Okay?
Well, it was hard to get a hold of. That's true.
Yeah. Would you remember Resurrection?
I am going to say no, and I feel like that's by design. Like, memories aren't things that we remember with any accuracy, and that's the intent.
You have convinced me. I'm going to go with no. I may remember that is a series of vignettes. I may remember that is an ode to cinema. But I don't think that I'm going to remember the specific stories until they start and it's like, oh yeah, this is the one with
Yep.
X. And they don't really matter that much because I think that it's more of a vibe type of movie, a bit more about like the feeling of love for cinema,
Agreed.
more than the story per se. Is there anything artistic about it?
Is there anything not artistic about it? So, yes. The answer is yes. Very artistic. Everything is fantastic.
Yep. Since they put like those title screens with the in the future blah blah blah. It's like to the end when the body goes into that chamber that is like it makes no sense, but sure, it looks cool. Let's just go with it. The end. And then people melting in the cinema. Everything is artistic. Everything is like so. As a previous guest of this podcast would say, everything is artsy fartsy.
Ooh, good callback. Well done.
Okay, is Resurrection a timeless piece?
Yes, it is.
I do agree. The only thing that I would like is like if they were to do something similar as the original plan to Disney's Fantasia. That it was like a word, Fantasia, no?
Yeah. With the one from like the 60s, right?
Yeah.
70s,
And they did another one in 2000, whatever. But the original idea that they had is that we will revisit this movie and we will keep adding like pieces to it as technology changes or as we have like new ideas. So for me, it's like this is a movie that you could keep expanding like every 10 years, like one more segment, and it would be like a super cool idea.
Agreed. Get Richard Linklater on board. Get the whole cast to Boyhood. Yeah.
Hey, would you turn this into a TV show?
No. This is bigger than television, I think. I hope TV fans out there don't take offense, but this is cinema in its full form.
Yeah, I think that I can see the format of, hey, every week you have like a new story and some of them, an anthology kind of thing. But I think that part of the power is like just sitting through it from the beginning to the end, through the, hey, this is the beginning of the medium to the end of the century.
Yeah, I don't think the memories would have that like that emotional inertia. At least for me, they wouldn't have if I hadn't have sat down at the Roxy for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. Then on the other end, could this have been a sword?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, me neither.
Full no.
No, honestly, is that some of the stories land a bit better than others. Is that I love noir, and for example, like the noir one, maybe for me was like a bit a stretch, but it was a bit Lynchian also at the same time. So it was a bit of I'm not sure, but it's like at the same time, it's like I wouldn't cut anything. It's a bit of you need these 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yep. It doesn't feel like there's any fat.
Yeah. So, and the final question: do you think that this movie could have been better?
Yeah, it's not a perfect film, so my answer is yes. I can't call out any like big imperfections or like big obvious mistakes. But yes, this movie could have been better. Period.
I'm going to go with no, because I don't know exactly why would I change.
Yeah, neither do I.
I agree with you. I think that it's like sometimes some of the stories I felt is like, maybe the noir, as I was saying, is like it didn't resonate in the same way as some of the other ones, or like the Buddhist, I feel is like, oh, okay, this is more like if you are Buddhist or you are more spiritual, resonates in a different way. But would I change it? Is like, no, not the whole thing has to be for me. Is that I'm still having a blast watching this.
Yeah,
so
it's an interesting question.
This is fine.
All right.
Cool. Hey, let's just score this bad boy. And as this was my pick, you have to score first.
I hadn't thought about this at all until this moment, so I'm gonna go with 9.
My score is a 9.5.
Ooh.
Yep. This is cinema. That's exactly what I thought when it was over. It's like, this is cinema. This
period is period cinema period. Yep. Better or worse than Cinema Paradiso?
better. But Cinema Paradiso can make me cry every single time. But it doesn't have any Morricone, is that they only have how to say, M83. Come on.
So, pros and cons.
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
You cannot have everything, okay? So this movie also had more than 5 tracks in the soundtrack, not like Cinema Paradiso that repeat the same over and over, But no, it's like for me, and I was even like thinking about like Long Day's Journey into Night, and it's like, yep, now I have like these 2 movies living forever in my brain. Thank you.
So not all good things came from this.
No, I mean it's good. It's like it's so good that I'm not going to be able to shake it off from my brain.
Well,
yeah. Hope that you enjoy my random recommendation, my random request.
I did. Thank you. This was a good one. I didn't expect it to be. So you impressed me.
Glad to hear that we start the year with big food, with a good food. Cool. All right, to everyone out there, thank you so much for putting up with us. Sorry that we have been absent for so long.
And until next time.
Bye.